Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. My name is Jamie and joining me today is Nico, who is the technical product marketer for Asus Philippines.
Hi.
Hey. So basically we're here to talk about the Zenfone Max M2, the Pro and the base model.
Yes.
Specifically, like what's new since yung Pro medyo matagal na nasa market. Basically, what's new with the newest update, the phone, plus since kaka-release na nung base model M2, we'll be talking about that phone specifically. So I guess we'll tackle the Pro model first since I guess a lot of people might be wondering what's new with the latest update. So baka you can catch us up with what's new.
So it's mostly just really a better overall experience with the phone. So we've introduced stability improvements with the user interface, and then some minor improvements here and there. Overall, just the better user experience. And then we focused more on actually the camera.
Actually, yun nga yung napansin ko right off the bat. When you guys pushed the update to us, the quality of the photos got a significant boost from the time that we got it. And when we got it, actually, it was missing a couple of features that got put in as well. Can you talk more about like is it the software tweak? Of course, it's software tweak, but
so mostly we improved on like the point and shoot experience. So when you take a photo now, the colors are more vivid. The sharpness has been increased, and of course the low light quality is very much improved. So there's better colors, more low light enhancements like noise reduction and everything. Yeah.
Actually, I asked Nico kanina kasi if you have the phone or if you had a chance to hold the phone, one of the things I kind of saw was that the camera UI was a little simplified, if I put it correctly, and I couldn't even find where you could tweak the exposure. So Nico told me earlier that if you want to do that, you have to go into Pro mode.
Yes.
So yun, quick tip, if you're like looking for that exposure thing, I don't even know what it's called, thing, it's there in the Pro mode. So aside from that, you mentioned it's a better overall experience with the phone. So a lot of people might be thinking how it does in the gaming department. So what have you changed, or what has this update brought in that department?
Okay, so since we have improved system stability, games have been running so much smoother.
Yeah.
So if you have been, let's say, experiencing some problems like game crashing or maybe stuttering, with the new update, we fixed all those issues.
Okay, cool. So if you haven't seen it yet, we actually have a gaming review for the Zenfone Max Pro M2. I'll leave it somewhere on screen. It should be like on the eye on the corner of the screen already. You can check that out. We actually played most of the games na highest settings and it did pretty well. Stability was really good. If you're a fan of NBA 2K19 na pala, 2K19, we were able to put it like highest settings, of course, pero walang cloth simulation since it does bog down a lot of systems, even high-end systems, medyo nag-bog down siya. So aside from that, of course, since it is a Max phone, we're talking about really great battery life. So has there been an improvement since we released like our pretty comprehensive quick review? I think we got somewhere around 17 hours in our PC Mark benchmark test. So has there been a further improvement since then?
It's mostly just going to be optimizing the applications that are running in the background.
Okay.
So you would not run into like random battery drains, or like if you left some applications in the background, for example, you forgot to turn them off, the system would manage it automatically.
Okay, so it's more battery management.
It's more really of the under the hood management.
Okay, so it's always great. Now, one thing that honestly, when we did the shoot for the M2, one thing that really surprised Leigh and I was the big design upgrade that the Pro got, which again, if you saw like the quick review I did for the base M2, medyo disappointed ako that I didn't get the same treatment, but we'll talk about that later. So what you think, why did Asus choose this design language this time around, and parang maybe you can touch on like the improvements they made to make it look good and again more durable.
Yeah. So we've been getting feedbacks actually about the Max M1s, or the entire Max M1 series actually, the design language, and many people, media and end users, are kind of thinking the design have gone stale because we've been using the same formula since, for example, the Zenfone Max,
Right.
where you put a back metal plate and then the frames are all plastic and everything. So we decided to change it up, bring the Zenfone Max series into the, let's say, more modern design. And then that's how they come up with this beautiful,
Yeah.
we call it wave finish actually.
Wave finish. So wala na yung, actually if you've seen like most Asus designs go around with that concentric circle. So mostly, well, you see that mostly on their laptops. So you see it now.
So this one is, we call this the 3D wave finish.
So this is the variant that we actually saw in our reviews up on the channel. But there's a new one which they just, when did this come out?
Just this week.
Oh, bagong bago. So if you guys haven't, are thinking about buying, ako personally, I like this one better.
So this is the new color. We call it Cosmic Titanium. We actually kind of teased this around during the launch last year, but now it's officially on store. So as you can see, it's a very silvery, very shiny titanium color that changes hues or changes shade.
Yeah.
Whenever you, depending on the angle that you're looking at it.
And then, personally, like if you're not the type to kind of rock the jelly case that it comes with, it has a special coating to kind of prevent scratches and stuff like that. Plus, like if you guys don't know, the display is actually protected by Gorilla Glass 6, so that should withstand like a ton of punishment. Well, not that you want to throw your phone around anyway, but yeah, in case, like, will it survive if I put the phone in the same pocket as my keys by mistake?
It should. I mean,
which don't do that, by the way.
Yes. It should, but you shouldn't really like do it all the time because it does you do get some minor dings, but overall it should survive without very much visible damage.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so maybe let's move on to the, I guess, the newer Max Max phone, which is the base model for the M2. Again, there are a few guys in the comment section who kind of get confused na parang bakit the downgrade daw yung specs. It's not a downgrade, this is just the base model. So it's a totally different phone from the Pro. Yan, kung nakita niyo yung box, may Pro yung box na isa, yung isa wala. So yun, pero pala sila M2. So, so this is rocking Snapdragon 632,
and
then 3 gigabytes RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage. Is there a chance that we'll see like a 4 gigabyte model?
No news as of now.
No news as of now. Safe answer. Okay.
Yes.
So okay, since it is a Max device, you're getting slightly less battery.
Yes, 4,000 milliamp hours.
But so far, like, we haven't really released like what the benchmark scores. I will put that during our full review. Pero it's lasted me almost 48 hours. So that's any indication. That's a lot of battery life.
Yes.
Again, pretty loaded. I mentioned this during our pretty loaded hashtag, Powerhouse King. So why use that hashtag, and what makes this phone why would you give that phone this hashtag?
Actually, we're giving the hashtag to 3 different phones.
Okay.
So we're giving it to the Max M2, and then the Max Pro M2, and then the ROG phone.
Oh well, yeah. That definitely a Powerhouse King day.
So the reason behind this is because we believe that these 3 phones actually are powerhouse kings in their own right, in their respective price point. So for example, we're talking about the Max M2 here. So it's one of the higher performing devices in its price point.
When you gave us parang the press releases and the other documentation, with the Max M2, it specifically says there it's now running on the 14 nanometer architecture. Can you explain like what benefits lang a processor gets for being built that way?
Okay, so a 14 nanometer processor basically gives you better power efficiency. So the processor is actually smaller. So if the manufacturing node is smaller, you can pack in more transistors in the processor, and thus you can get more performance. So it's kind of like a dual benefit of you're getting more performance, yet it's more battery efficient.
Okay, so in terms of general performance naman, like so far with my experience, really snappy phone. Parang most people might be complaining parang 3 gigs RAM lang and baka kulang. Sakto lang siya actually, since you have to consider the fact that it has a 720 display, so you're not pushing as many pixels. We're actually doing a gaming review for the base model of the Max M2 very soon. I don't want to give anything away, but well, let's give one thing away. NBA 2K19 max settings, no clock simulation, and it runs really smooth. Well, pretty smoothly. Not man super duper. There are still a few dips here and there. You have to tweak some things, but generally very playable. Maganda pa rin considering the price point niya and everything. So it's available in 2 color variants, which is the space blue that we have in our review unit, which is that's a pro model. This is the one. This is space blue, which I really like since
it's a breath of fresh air.
It's different. Most of the phones we get for review are black, so it's always nice to have a color variant like that. So it's also actually one thing I also parang appreciate about this phone. Na kahit na it's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, it's kind of slim. It's I mean, it's not super slim. It's slimmer, slightly slimmer than the Pro.
Yes.
And then, so it feels really good in hand. Parang hindi siya as fingerprint magnet. Is that even a word? Basta, it's not much of a fingerprint magnet as the Pro model, which I appreciate. So, is there anything else you kind of want to add during your
just since you mentioned that it's actually almost as thin as the Max Pro M2, these phones, the M2 series, are actually if not one of they're the lightest and thinnest 5,000 and 4,000 milliamp hour batteries smartphones.
So I think if you guys want actual measurements, the base model of the M2 is like 160 grams, and then the Pro M2 is about 170. So di nagkakalayo. It's like that's basically nothing.
Yeah. They basically feel like they're 3,000 milliamp hour phones.
Actually, medyo. If you get a chance, if you haven't gotten a chance to kind of go into a mall and like handle a demo unit, once you pick it up, your hand actually expects something heavier, and it's parang it's a little jarring at first actually. So there you have it. Just a couple of updates about the Max Pro M2, and then just more stuff about the base model of the M2 series. Again, if you want more information, I'll make sure to leave links down below, and then like the eye on the corner of the screen. I'm disoriented where to leave. Basta, corner of the screen for more of the Max series of phones. Is there like, can you like give any juicy stuff, or bawal pa na ano pang re-release this year? Bawal pa. So, okay. Yeah, you try. Basta. So that's it for us. Again, this is Nico from Asus Philippines. My name is Jamie. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Bye. Joke lang, we forgot some pretty important information. Nico, take it away.
Alright, so if you guys want are interested to get the Zenfone Max M2 series, so we have the Zenfone Max M2 here in space blue or midnight black, and it's going to be available nationwide for 8,995 pesos. And then we have the Zenfone Max Pro M2. It comes in 2 versions, so 4 gig and 6 gig RAM version. So actually the 4 gig RAM version right now is on sale in Shopee. So from the original price of 12,995, it's now only 10,995. So that's a really great deal. January 25.
That's something you should jump on if you've been thinking about getting the Max, the Pro M2.
So that's a really great deal, so don't pass that up. And if you want the 4 gig version, so we have 2 colors for that. So the Cosmic Titanium and the Midnight Blue. So that's available nationwide right now at $14.95.
Alright, so there, promise, ito na. Bye-bye, and namin yung video. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. Peace!
Bye!